Hi guys, thanks for joining us for a webinar where today we're going to talk to Andy Killick, who's had an incredible journey with us at the Football Fun Factory, from assistant coach to now being a management franchise. So Andy, let's start from the beginning. How was that journey when you first came on board as an assistant coach?
Yeah, it was good. So when I first came on board, I onboarded as an assistant coach at TOTS and essentially went through the programs of TOTS Football Fun and Development camps, and it was just off the back of COVID. So in all honesty, I was probably similar to a child coming to those sessions for the first time. A little bit nervy, didn't know what to expect, came into it not really having a clue, and I hadn't coached in a while either, but Super Kiefer, he soon settled me in, got me into it, and then I did basically go on the same journey as a child at Football Fun Factory of TOTS, FF&D, and then camps, and yeah, it's just been incredible since, to be fair. But that was the very start. Then, so that was 2021. I think 2022 started a franchise as a head coach model. Did that for going on 3 years, and just recently become, last year, a management franchise. So now I've got the license to put on more and more sessions to bring more football fun to the area.
Amazing. So when you start your journey, you're a Kiefer who works in head office now, working with our support for everyone as franchisees. But how was that learning from him from the very beginning? How did he kind of coach you to getting ready to kind of show that interest in becoming a franchisee of your own?
Yeah, top class. The support that Kiefer provided me back then was incredible, and even now he still provides me with that ongoing support. But back then, it was that very first session that I attended TOTS. I remember him sort of going, looking like, don't know if Andy's the right fit sort of thing, because I was just so quiet. Stepping into an inflatable pitch, all the parents there, then toddlers, I was going to be quiet naturally, but brought me back for a second session and a third session after that. There you go, Leo. And just sort of helped me along, and then it got to a point where I remember a conversation outside of his van, just sort of saying, what do you want to do in the future? And he goes, do you want to do coaching? And I went, well, gone on the wrong uni degree for this sort of thing. And he goes, no, but what about a franchise? And that sort of just sparked it in my head, and yeah, the conversation sort of went from there.
Amazing. So that first moment of then wanting to become a franchise, how did those steps fall into place for you? What were the conversations like?
Yeah, so when I first started, I was still, so I had that conversation with Kiefer, and then I was still in my third year of uni, so trying to do my dissertation, trying to stress about what's next in life, and I had a chat with, I jumped on a webinar actually. It was a webinar with James and Johnny, the founders. Jumped on the webinar, sort of heard everything that I had already learnt through Kiefer and being an assistant. And yeah, jumped on a call with Luke Chadwick. Then sort of just stuck my maintenance loan into the funding of a franchise, and that was graduated in the July. Sessions were launching in September. And
amazing.
Yeah, it's all been up from there. Yeah.
So you went through the whole stage of business planning, getting everything together, and then obviously the onboarding day. So talk to me about your onboarding day. It'd be very different from what it is now, but I'd love to know what yours was like.
Yeah, back then, where was it? It was Salisbury. So turned up in the morning, big old dartboard in there. Obviously wasn't as exciting to me having the dartboard because I've been used to it for a couple of years. But as a child coming on, and as the other head coaches in the room, that would be their first time seeing the inflatables. So there was a real buzz about the room. And yeah, it was just a day of learning, working out what's what and how each of us in our respective communities were going to go forwards and sort of grow our business. So even though we're in a different part of the country or a different part of potentially the world, we're all in the same boat, and we knew that those people on the same cohort and onboarding at the same time could essentially use each other to grow together, basically.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So then go through the stages now. So you've gone from the onboarding day to launching your first session. So we've seen how busy it is. You can see it in the background. It's very real for us to do a webinar at a session. But what was that first session like for you?
The first one in September, I in all honesty, even though I've been doing TOTS Football Fun Development, Football Fun camps for the last couple of years with Kiefer, when that first session came around in September, I was bricking it a little bit. I was thinking, all of these things could go wrong. What if the kids don't enjoy it? What if I'm not the right fit for them and the parents, and they don't, like, all of that was running through my head. But then it got to the day, and there was just that sense of excitement. Session came round, couldn't have had a bigger buzz. Everyone was buzzing, I was buzzing, and yeah, went home absolutely delighted. So yeah, it was
amazing.
A roller coaster of emotions then it was. Yeah. But overall, absolutely class.
So, as a franchisee, how long was your journey as a head coach franchisee for that time?
What, so between onboarding and then
Yeah.
to management, or onboarding to now?
So from onboarding to the management franchise.
So onboarding to management, I think was about 2 years, if I think right. Yeah, so it would have been head coach for 2 years, sort of growing my community and sort of then seeing that potential, and then the management franchise opportunity came along, and I think I was in the second cohort of launching the management franchise. And yeah, I've been now doing that. I launched that last January, it's Feb now in 2026, so it's been running a whole year. And yeah, it's been incredible really, yeah.
Brilliant. So what kind of gave you that motivation to take what you had, an already incredible area, to now expand that even further?
Do you know what? It was an unconventional one. I actually, during my first football fun camp, injured myself, and then waited sort of 18 months, needed a shoulder operation, and during that time as a head coach, I could have put sessions off, but I wanted the parents and all the children and all the coaches to sort of carry it on and have that enjoyment for however long, because I was supposed to be off driving for 6 weeks, which then limits the equipment getting here and there and everywhere. And I ended up putting the responsibility on my assistant coaches, and that sort of sparked in my mind that the team I've got are very, very capable, and there could be sessions on where I'm not there, and I know that they're going to do well, and they're still going to spread the Football Fun Factory ethos and the values and the enjoyment of football. They can do it. So yeah, that's sort of how that came around.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So when you became a management franchisee, again, you went through a whole process of coming on board, going through an onboarding stage again, because we're evolving your business.
Yep.
Talk me through what that was like.
Yeah, so that was, I went into the office, had a meeting with James and Johnny, sort of said, this is what I'd like to do with this area, and is it a good idea, is it not, is it doable, do you think it's worth doing now, later, sort of trying to get that guidance, and I did, and then started jumping on calls with Kiefer and Daz, and sort of planning each session and each launch and how we were going to work through the community. So I got endless amount of support for that. And that was, I think I had my onboarding day in October, which was again class, because when you have the management franchise onboarding days, they are limited touch, limited for the amount of spaces of head coaches, because it's such a unique and tailored opportunity that when I did it, I was joined by 3 other incredible people that were all going to be doing the same thing, much like the head coach onboarding day, with a slight tailored twist. And yeah, that was just a real good day of learning and sort of a lot of strategic thinking, and taking that home with you between October and then everything launching in January. So yeah.
So as with anything, building a business, it comes with its own challenges. Not everything is yellow bibs and blue bibs everywhere.
Yeah, that's right.
How are the challenges for you? What sort of challenges do you face?
Yeah, so day-to-day basis, the challenges could be a coach being ill, coach dropping out, things like that. You will get that. It's just having that sort of plan in place for if that happens and all of that. I've had it in the past where I've had to cancel sessions due to the sessions never really launching well, and participation and attendance never really picking up. So in that area, it may not work. It may not work that day of the week, that time of the day. But those sort of things, they're challenges at the time, but they make you into the better business person and the better football coach in the end of it. Yeah.
Amazing. And then the polar opposite, the highs. What are the biggest highs you've had so far?
The list could go on for a while. To be honest, just the fact that I can do something that I love and see so many children that are, like you can see behind me, so many children that are absolutely buzzing around the football pitch, doing something that they enjoy in a safe, fun environment, that brings me joy. Taking off many highlights, there'll be things like our conferences, there'll be things like going into hospitals or children's wards and spreading our Football Fun Factory ethos and joy with the children that aren't able to get out onto a football pitch. So yeah, there's those sorts of highlights, and the fact that I can do that now in this job role, that's the highlight for me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen all the work you've done with going over to Hinchinbrook and stuff like that. It is incredible. Like, what are some of the smaller challenges you faced? Like, was it dealing with social media, getting through to that side of things? The challenges that people that might be watching this go, I don't know if I'm ready for that, or I don't know if I can do that, and how did you overcome those sort of things?
Yeah, I think. Well, for a start, when I first started, I didn't have Facebook. I thought Facebook was, what am I getting Facebook for? And that's very much where a lot of posting, our social media, and getting our parents to see what we do and everything like that. So I didn't. Onboarding, downloaded the app, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Not a clue what I was doing. Didn't know how to add friends, didn't know how to post, and yeah, there's training and things like that provided by head office. If you're a boomer like me that doesn't know how to do Facebook. But yeah, that's just like a little challenge that is easily overcome, and there could be 100 little things going through your head that you may not know how to do or may not be confident doing straight away. But there's so much support that's given across the network that can fill that space so quickly.
And talk to me about how you find the support from HQ with the team that you've got over at the office. How does that help you with growing your business?
It's non-stop, the support. So we have our cohort groups that are full of other local head coaches, or not even local head coaches, other head coaches from across the country, and we have a lead head coach that sort of looks after that, and they're part of the head office team, so they look after us. For me, it's Super Nathan Mitchell, and the support is endless. I've had a meeting with him today, one-to-one, just to talk about how my franchise is going, how my business is going. Tomorrow morning, we're jumping on a cohort meeting where we're going to discuss all together sort of the highs and lows and specific bits of how to grow our business well. And then straight after that, we've got a management franchise cohort meeting where it's specifically about the management franchise and sort of recommendations, top tips and everything like that. So that's today and tomorrow, and that's just a segment of, that's 2 days in a whole year. So you can imagine the support that you get overall is incredible, yeah.
Amazing. And like, talking to people that might be interested in starting a franchise, might be other assistant coaches that want to follow your journey, what would you say to them are the 3 things you need to become a franchisee?
Enthusiasm. You've got an endless amount of enthusiasm, because like I said, there will be challenges, but there's more positives than there are of challenges. So enthusiasm, motivation. At the end of the day, it's going to be your business. It's your franchise. If you're not motivated to go and get loads of children on your sessions or to make it work in your area, then it's on you. So yeah, the motivation to grow your business, and what do you need?
Number 3.
Just the ability to communicate really, really well with the children, with head office, with your support staff, like your lead head coaches, and the ability to communicate with parents, whether that be weekly emails or just having a chat. Just being able to do that is so important to keeping your business moving really smoothly.
Brilliant. And like, we can see it, the sea of blue and yellow that's out there that you've built. And when I turned up and you know the kids' names off by heart, you already know everything that's going on. Yeah. What feeling does that give you, knowing that's yours?
Yeah, it's a massive sense of pride. Now you've said it. So doing it week in, week out, you don't really think about it. You just think, that's my session, like I'm going to go and coach these group of superstars. Now that you've said it like that, it's not something I often think about, but taking a minute to actually step out of the sessions I'm usually coaching in it, and taking a second to step out and talk to you and see it all behind me, it is something, isn't it?
It is something incredible. Like, you look around and see how many kids are smiling, having fun. It is exactly what we want to see. Yeah. Everyone's joining in. It is absolutely incredible what you've built, Andy. Honestly, you've got to be proud of it. And we know it's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. We'll find the right people to join us to do that. And you've given some great bits of advice there. And I'd love to see more people come on board like you. And be great, I get the privilege of coming down quite often to see these sessions.
Yes, mate. Yeah.
And we'd love to invite other people to come down if they want us to have a look at the journey.
Absolutely, yeah.
Go from there. And finish it off with kind of, what would you want to say to anyone that comes on board?
Definitely jump on a call with this guy. Not only will he tell you everything that you need to hear, he does have a little bit of a right banter as well. So definitely jump on a call with him if it is something that interests you, because what's the worst that can happen? You've spent half an hour talking to Ben. That's the worst that can happen, isn't it, really?
Brilliant. So if it's something you are interested in, we'd love to invite you down to come and see sessions, but there's a bit of a journey first. So if you do have 1%, 5%, 10% interest in wanting to become a franchisee, do book in a call. Let's have a chat and see if you're the right fit for us and we're the right fit for you.